good evening, wherever you are. Of course, my name is Spiritual Scythe, alias Spiritual Scythe. I've been producing mainly drum and bass since 1997, and late 1997 and 1999 I started going into recording studios a lot more, and obviously producing and composing albums such as, my very earliest was a very exclusive track which isn't released, and I'm about to release that later. I believe it's called The Red. Is one of my track singles that I first started off with. Magnolia and all that in hip hop, which I then went on to after drum and bass to expand myself a bit more, was obviously composed and lyricized afterwards, written, and obviously I did other things like R&B and pop, your usual pop, but mainly stemmed from drum and bass. My stand in music is very inexclusive at the moment to mainstream. It's not in mainstream, but it will aim to get to mainstream later. On music videos, you see me on, well, I'll say 3 or 4 now, but now I'm starting to exclusively make music videos. I'm under the record label of Engage Sounds label, and have been producing with them since, I believe it was 1997, late 1997. I was obviously getting to know a guy that I knew in the past. His name was Michael. I believe you don't know him, but he was Michael Van Uffel. Obviously I got to know Michael Van Uffel back then, and he was really into my style. So then I gathered all that I had, worked with him on a few projects, and then from there I took off into my own sort of categorized selection of music that I now release with Engage Sounds label. Where do I go from here? DVDs, vinyls, no, just vinyls, CDs, on a red box, red seal, blue seal, yellow seal, which is Engage Sounds label, patent already. It's already exclusive to Engage Sounds label, and of course all this is released with poster items and posters, things like that. Merchandise, which is exclusive to what I'm releasing as well under Engage Sounds label, and of course Engage Sounds label releasing what it's releasing, which is its own merchandise. I'm not saying I'm going to reach mainstream instantly, but it could be that way in the future. You might see a lot more of me, and then you'll think, oh wow, I know that guy from a certain video he done or a certain track. Okay, my best album that I've composed in the noisy environment, which I am now, is Visions, and of course I composed that in a very noisy environment, but I got rounded together a lot of funds, enough funds to kind of insulate the sound and work within closed corners of the studio to make sure it was all how it should be, classic and very retro. Of course using old analog gear and mixing with analog as well, and I guess 1% digital DSing and that. But it's mastering after that, and went really well in the past for Visions, and of course now I have Visions as an album. I've also got another album called Visions 2, and all this progressed and stemmed from, I guess, mastering all my modern type music from 2013 onwards to now. So where do I stand in music? I stand in music exclusive still, at a point position 1 star, okay, white star, because obviously all the other musicians got a black star, which means they're quite popular. I've never got a black star in one of my albums on Apple Music, by the way, so, but it could happen. I guess there are in certain territories territories around the world. There's a black star on one of the albums, but yeah, I quite like that. I like the fact that my music is merited that way. So what have I earned in music? I've earned medals and I've earned exclusive gold cups, and I'm aiming for platinum because I'm not really mainstream. I'm aiming higher in the future, and who knows where Spiritual Scythe will be. And this is one of my tracks that I produced recently. It's called, it's a preview track, and it's called, I believe it's called The Power of the Rising Sun. Hope you enjoyed this, and the video is